So once again, we'll be climbing up that tall column of jumping platforms. Let's see if we manage to get to the top without falling. Well, nope, no such demonstration this time. So this is the elevator that's at the what I consider the beginning of Megmore Caverns, and it goes to the elevator that's kind of what I see to be in the middle of Chozo Ruins. It's the one that has the 3 different ways. So we're looking for the fastest way out, and that way right there is the fastest way out. It's the most direct. It takes us to the main courtyard of Chozo Ruins, and from there it's a pretty short distance to the elevator that goes, interestingly, down to Talon Overworld. I think what we see here is boredom. It's understandable that the person at the controls can get bored at some times, because it is a route that we seem to take over and over again, and it's just a matter of walking that way. It's like going down the same sidewalk day after day after day after day. Just getting through there, going to where you have to go. And it's not like there's a new adventure, it's the same one. And so I guess when in doubt, you could just shoot the walls. Or when bored. There's no reason to save here. I guess we save anyway. Probably would have been a better plan to just not save at this point, because obviously we have full everything. Oh, I guess we could have used the missiles. We could use the missiles charge. That's a good enough reason, because we didn't have a full spread of missiles available. So now we're going to go to the crashed frigate. Many of the features of this crashed frigate are so similar to the one that was in orbit above that I think it might be the same ship. However, it's clearly deteriorated by the elements. It's all full of water, and there's a bunch of fish in it and stuff. So that almost implies that, it's starting to go back to nature, that it might be time. It might have been there a long time, but some of the damage that's on it we noticed was already on the one that was in orbit, which is kind of curious. And maybe it's just a matter of it kind of saves some development costs to make the frigate that's on the ground exactly the same as the one that's in orbit. There's a fish there, and is it going to open up for us? Probably not. But there's the missile expansion that I want, but I need to be kind of on a little bit of a higher perch. There we go. A little bit of a higher perch in order to get that missile expansion. That's the canonical way of getting that particular missile expansion. There's other tricks that sometimes work and sometimes don't. So, but this isn't a trick the way we just got it. We just got it the way we're supposed to get it, which is after getting the gravity suit so we can jump around underwater as effortlessly as we do above water. So in this little canyon here is the opening door to the crashed frigate. As you can see, there's grass and moss growing on it and stuff. Almost some of it almost looks like it's going to stone. Yep. There was a door there, and you walk inside and there's stone walls. So you go on in, and the stone walls turn into a regular corridor. This thing has the look of having been here a really long time. But many of the features, as I say, some of the damaged walkways and stairways and so forth, some of them look exactly the same as the one that was in orbit. They might have just used the same layout. These turrets are not as easy to dispatch as the ones on the frigate were. They take 2 missiles each, and the one that was in orbit, a charge beam was sufficient to take it out. We need to supply some power to this particular door, and I think we were unsuccessful. Yeah. Now that was successful. Some of these parasites that are walking around down here might be scannable if you didn't get the chance to scan them up in orbit. These might be the same kind, in which case maybe you can scan them here if you're trying to get your 100% and you forgot to scan them up there on the frigate. Nice view of Samus's face when those missiles blow up close to her. You see her eyes looking around. I think Samus ought to look a lot tougher than she does in these games. What we're doing here is we're walking around and trying to find the power nodes that we can supply power to with the wave beam. There's 3 of them on the floor, and then one of them kind of up next to the door that we need to go to. Much of this is based on having solved this particular puzzle before. If I did not know, I would get up to the door and it would say, and I would scan it, and it would say there's no power. However, the power conduit or the power nodes or something along that line are nearby. So then we have to go around with the thermal visor and try to find it. Well, I happen to have already been through all that Sega, and so at this time I know a little more about it, and so I decided to go ahead and scan them before climbing all the way up there to that door, which is almost where I am right now. And right next to that door is the final conduit. It supplies power to the door. Now I can open the door and go in there, and just behind that door I think is a save station, and we'll end up saving at that save station.